Okay, that was a 4-man. HK felt pretty good. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to build the best in slot HK 416 in Escape from Tarkov 12.9. I will cover the lowest recoil build, the best in slot one, and also a budget build. I made a similar video last week about the new meta M4 in 12.9, so if you are interested in that, you can check it out on my channel. I also do have a lot of videos like this planned in the future, so if you are interested in that, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button. I also do livestream Escape from Tarkov daily on twitch.tv/widdz, so if you have any Tarkov related questions or you just want to hang out and watch some Tarkov, then feel free to join the stream. So with 12.9 hitting Tarkov, a lot of the weapon attachments and meta builds from 12.8 got nerfed, and the HK 416 got hit pretty hard when it comes to the ergo. It's definitely noticeable, but I still think it's a good gun. For you guys interested, I will make a video soon comparing the M4 to the HK 416, but as of now, my preferred choice is actually the M4, even though I like both. So I'm gonna build this gun from scratch, but you can buy the HK 416 from Peacekeeper level 3. And it goes for $850, which is around 105,000 rubles. At mechanic level 4, you can buy the receiver, and that goes only for 24,000. What I usually do though, and recommend to do, is to get the gun from the flea market. On there, it goes for around 50,000 rubles, which is a really good price. Okay, so we have the gun here from the flea market. We're just gonna strip this one basically all the way down. Take that away, take that away. We're gonna start from scratch here. We can keep the... actually take that away as well. So here we go, completely naked HK 416. So we're gonna start off and we're gonna use the charging handle here. And best in slot for this is the Raptor one. The color doesn't matter, so we're gonna go with this one right here. Gives you 2 more ergo, I believe, than the normal ones, as you can see to the left there. After that, we wanna add, not a mag, we wanna add an upper receiver, and that's the only choice we have. And then we come to the handguard here. So the one we are gonna use here is gonna be the Crux handguard here. 11 ergo and -5 recoil. However, if you're going for most ergonomics, you could go with this one, but then you don't get the recoil reduction, which is obviously one of the, if not the most important stat to go for it. So we're going for the Crux handguard. So now we actually, it starts to look a little bit like a gun. So with that added, we can go and add the barrel here. So I believe it comes, most of them come with 14.5 inches. But when it comes to HK, it's not the same as M4. If you did watch my M4 video before, we are actually gonna go for the longest barrel here, which is the 20 incher. Because in this case, it just gave us the best stats, right? So we're gonna add that one in there. It makes the HK really long, which is one of the things that I kind of don't like with the gun. Otherwise, it's a supreme gun. But the fact that you have to use the 20 incher is something that I don't like. Anyway, that's the barrel. And let's go and add a stock to this. So it's not many options you have here. So we're gonna go with the enhanced tube. If you can use Mesa, then that's the best in slot, but that doesn't work on this gun right here. So enhanced. So we're gonna go through what, in my opinion, is the best build here. And then after that, we're gonna adjust a bit for like lowest recoil. So we're gonna go with the most stock, which is insanely good now for a good balance of recoil stat and also ergonomics. So the most stock there. And of course, we're gonna add the Magpul rubber butt pad as well. Then we go to pistol grip. And the 2 best in slot here is Ergo PSG 1 and also the Graal Esser. They got the same stat. I use the Graal usually for my builds, and a lot of people think that the PSG is better these days, but it's not. It's the same stat. So whatever, which one you prefer there, I guess we go with the PSG 1 for once. So then we go to the magazine. And a lot of people, including myself, love to use the 60 rounder, but since a few days ago, they actually did make the barter trade for that way more expensive. It used to be one air filter that you could get for like 10-15k usually, but now they added 2 batteries on top of that, the green batteries, and those go for like 15k each. So the price for those mags have kind of skyrocketed. Even though like maybe you can find the price affordable and still worth it, it just takes away so much ergo compared to the other magazines. And on top of that, if you have to refill a mag in raid, it takes forever. So I have stopped using these. Like sure, in some scenarios that's gonna punish me, but in most scenarios it will be fine. If you take a look here at the 40 rounder that I do run, you get 9 more ergo, and that's a lot. And you also fill these faster. So that's what I'm gonna go with for this one. Keep in mind though, the 40 rounder take 3 slots. So I usually use this rig that you can see right now on the screen. I think it's called Alpha, the green rig here. And you can usually get that one pretty damn cheap on the flea market, around 30k. Which is cheaper than the BlackRock. So definitely a good rig to look for. Let's add a grip to this one. So we're gonna add the M-Lock 4.1 inch. And then we're gonna add a grip here. We're gonna go for the shift grip, which is insanely good for ergo, and it also gives you a recoil reduction. You can use RK2, but you lose so much ergo with RK2, and in my opinion RK2 is not good anymore. We will lose 12 ergo and get the recoil a little bit lower. Right now it will be -3, but we can go back to that later and you will see that you will not get the recoil down that much more. But as I said, like we make this best in slot one, and then we go and make the lowest recoil one just after, with just a few adjustments. We're gonna add the gas block. There's only one you can use. So we get that out of the way. We're gonna add another rail there, and we're gonna add my favorite laser D-ball, which have laser, IR laser, and also flashlight. And you only lose 1 ergo with the D-ball compared to something like Holosun. Then we go to muscles. So in 12.8, I usually didn't run silencer just because I would get the lowest recoil without the silencer. However, in 12.9, silencer will give you the lowest recoil, but it comes with an ergo penalty. So if you don't want to run a silencer, you can run the Bulletech ST6012, and then you can keep ergo pretty high. In my opinion, for best in slot, you want to use the Blackout silencer, which got the best stats here. If you think that silencer is too long, or you want to have another great second option, you can go for the Thunder Beast, the muzzle brake and silencer then. It's a little bit shorter silencer, but we're gonna keep the Blackout one because it is best in slot. So now I think what we're only missing is a sight here. So obviously the sight is a personal preference. I like to use this holographic sight right here. It goes for around 20k, but in dollars from Peacekeeper, or you can get it from Scare. Or I like to use, just like everybody else, just a PKO6. You can also add a M-Bus rear sight just for 1 extra ergo. I usually don't do that though, but that's what you could do. But I guess best in slot, so we keep it on. But I guess this is basically the gun right here. And 55 ergo and 37 recoil. We can take away the mag. I see a lot of people do that. Without the mag, it's 62 and 37. If we put on the 60 rounder, it's 46, 37. So I mean, the ergo is still okay, I guess. And especially if you wouldn't play it silenced. But I'm gonna keep the 40 rounder here. So if you want to get the lowest recoil, it actually is pretty simple. You swap the shift grip to RK2. And then also swap the stock here. So instead of most stock, we're gonna go for the PRS Gen 3. And then we're sitting at 33 recoil and 36 ergo. Definitely in my opinion, this is just way too low ergo. 36 ergo, and that's with a 40 rounder. We take away the mag, 43. We add a 60 rounder, 27. But if you really prioritize the recoil, this is what you could do. I mean, otherwise, if we go back to the shift grip here, the shift grip gives us 12 ergo instead of 3 more recoil. Like, are you really gonna notice that? So in my opinion, this is just how you would set it up. Take a look quick here at the prices, I guess. I think this is gonna be a bit misleading. It says 350k, but remember, you can sell the barrel that... Let's take that one away and then add 50k. So around 300k plus the PKO, so I guess 340k. And you can also sell one of the barrels that you get from the gun. So yeah, that's kind of the price that we're looking at. But that's the best in slot one and also the lowest recoil HK. But I also did make one or two that's a little bit more budget friendly, so we can take a quick look at those. So if we once again go back to the gun we just got from Flea, this is usually how they look like. So if you want to go a bit budget, even though I don't think HK is like the best budget gun, but if you do want to play HK and play it a little bit cheaper, I can show you a little bit quicker what you can do. So I still think if you have access to the vendors, like a Mo stock is definitely worth to add here. So just add the Mo stock with the rubber band, and we're gonna add a grip here. We're gonna go for the Magpul RVG, which once again actually makes it way back in the game as a really good budget grip. It did get nerfed last patch, but now with all the other nerfs on the other grips, it actually is really good for budget. In terms of grip, we can use the Stark one, which gives 4 ergo, or you could just keep it depending on how much you care about ergo. Of course, as I said before, you could swap this to a Raptor, but I mean, we're gonna save some money. I don't think that's worth, so let's just keep that. Swap this to a 40 rounder because that's probably what we're gonna play. We take a look here. If you don't want to do silencer, a really cheap one in terms of budget, and you want to keep the price down, is the PVS muzzle brake right here. So this PVS here doesn't cost much at all. If we take a look here, it costs... so that one is really cheap. You get it from Peacekeeper. Not sure what level though, but that's 11k in rubles. But the beauty thing here is you can actually get it on Flea, which means you don't need to have it unlocked. So if we take a look at Flea here, it goes for 10,000 right now. I've seen it at 8k. So usually you get that around 10,000. But I think yesterday I saw it for like 6-7k though. So I guess it like fluctuates for like 6 to 11k maybe. But if you want to put in a little bit more money, you want to get the best in slot flash hider, we still have this one. Gives you 1 more ergo and -3 in recoil. If you want to do silencer, I told you the 2 best in slot before. I think one of the better budget one is probably this one here, the CAC one, which is all right for budget. So that's probably the one I would recommend. And then just add a sight on this. In terms of budget, obviously you can use whatever you like. I would recommend the EOTech holographic sight. It goes for around 20k, but whatever you guys want to use. You could add some M-bus here, but we are not going to do that. Something we are really going to add though is a laser. So I mean, the blue laser you get from scare level 1 is like only 5,000. If you want to put more money into it, I would recommend the D-ball or maybe Holosun. But in terms of like really budget, but in terms of like keeping the cost down, the TBL will do the trick. But I guess this would be the budget build that I have here. So 52 ergo and 62 vertical recoil. Okay, so if we take a look right now at the price, I think this is somewhere where it would go with a silencer, looking at the Flea and also vendor. So that's 143,000. Which is a pretty good price for a silenced HK. But if we do take away the silencer and go with the bullet tick, we're gonna make it way cheaper. And HK is actually not as loud as the M4. So in my opinion, you don't really need a silencer on it. Obviously silencers are beneficial to conceal yourself and also for the lowest recoil right now. So I guess if we look on the price here with the bullet tick, 16,000 though, so that's why I recommend the PVS. But the price would be around 125k, which is pretty damn cheap actually for a pretty decent gun. I did make 2 budget builds yesterday, so we'll take a look here on the second one here. I think I used another handguard. Yeah, okay, so on this one I did use a 20-inch barrel and also the Crux handguard. The rest should be basically the same. We're even using the PVS here. So obviously you could swap that to a bull tick. And then you would be at 70 ergo and 50 vertical. I guess we added 40 runners here to make sense. 66 ergo and 50 vertical. Like this right here is actually pretty damn good. Obviously not silenced, but you could add that. If we take a look at the parts here, this would be around 200k, but keep in mind you could sell the handguard, you could also sell the barrel. I'm not exactly sure how much that would go for, but I assume you would save like 30k on that. So maybe 170k for this build. And that's actually a pretty damn good setup, right? Like 66 ergo and 50 vertical. I think that is just really, really good. for what you get there. And of course, like, you can go silencer with this as well. Then we would be looking at 49 ergo and 44 vertical recoil, which is hella impressive actually. But then you are spending more money. But that's gonna be it. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you have any special weapon you would like me to go through like this, then let me know in the comment section below, because I love making these type of videos and trying to figure out what is best for guns and all that. I do have plenty of these videos on the way though, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those. I'm also most likely live right now on twitch.tv/widdz with some Tarkov. So if you want to come and say hi, you could do that. Otherwise, I catch you guys in the next video.